Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We have a couple of pieces of hot news that you should really be looking into, and here you're going to find it right now. We'll cover it. So, if you haven't already, subscribe, drop a comment, and while there, let me know what you think of the news. Be sure to click that bell icon to follow us up for more updates and news and anything connected to crypto. So, Biden is opposing an agreement that could actually protect the cheats and crypto traders, right? So, I know before he had spoken about well, we're going to get rid of those. We're going to cover those loopholes. Well, he actually opposed that agreement, which is kind of a little bit of a shock to some people. But that was actually followed. There was a following of the summit, the G7 summit in Hiroshima, and he said that I'm not going to agree to a deal that protects wealth tax cheats and crypto traders while putting food assistance at risk for nearly 1 million Americans. Now, comments actually come after two competing government spending cut proposals. So on the 9th of May, the administration of Biden said that it wanted to actually eliminate cryptocurrency tax loopholes in order to save $18 billion. Now, the administration, they blamed the Republicans by contrast in referring to make cuts to food safety inspections and to save $15 billion. But Biden said that Republican proposals are, quite frankly, unacceptable and that some of the party members should move away from their extreme positions. He also suggested that failure to reach an agreement could increase the risk of the United States government defaults on its debt. Of course, something that the U.S. Treasury has actually been warning of well, could be done by June 1st. But the government does not raise its debt ceiling only if that's possible, right? So he said that all four major congressional leaders actually agreed that the U.S. must not default on its debt. So the Hill actually reported that Biden will continue discussions with Kevin McCarthy and when he returns to the U.S. from the G7 event in total. That's not the only piece of news. We also have the OKEx is maintaining support of Bitcoin ordinals, and it lists some major BRC20 tokens. Now, if that name sounds familiar to you, OKEx was actually pulled out of Canada due to some of the regulations from Trudeau. So the OKEx is actually getting more attention to Bitcoin ordinals and the BRC20 tokens. And the show of support is Shelley's based company, world's second largest crypto exchange by the trading volume, that is, announced the listing of some tokens, right? So it actually made everybody pretty excited, me as well. And on a press release on the 20th, so Friday, announced it's going to actually list that premier token, Ordi. Now, it launched as a meme coin back in March, and Ordi actually kept its positions for most successful BRC20 tokens and an impressive market cap for around $227 million. Now, that's according to data from CoinMarketCap. But according to the press statement, it's said or OKEx said that they believe to move to list the Ordi token, and it represents a significant milestone for the Bitcoin community. And of course, that's coming as trading on a centralized platform. So now it's going to allow investors to avoid issues associated with decentralized exchanges like DEX, like for high network fees, slow transaction speeds, and some slippage, etc. But it also say that OKX listens to Ordi brings more credibility to the Ordle theory and BRC20 token standard as a whole. So that's much more needed as an initiative. It's still actually in its early stages of operations, right? So, a pretty big deal. So pay attention to OKX and Ordi because it could just jump quite big. And XRPs is back in the news as well, and they believe the SEC could actually still win Ripple lawsuit, and that's coming from the Ripple executive, right? So we're going kind of back and forth on this. Everybody's emotions and feelings and thoughts and opinions is kind of kind of like a seesaw coming back and forth. Uh, so many facts are coming out about it. This is what it's saying. The Hinman emails Judge Torres actually ordered that the SEC should make public and have formed a whole new set of permutations on the community are drawing on the repurpose of their minds before the much anticipated summary and judgment comes. Right, so everybody's waiting for it. They also said that in our hearts, we all know this, but alas, they didn't reflect on vagaries of the U.S. regulatory and legal system, we could still be right, but the SEC could still win the case, he said in a Twitter reply and asked what to take about the most recent findings of the case. Now, Matt Hamilton said in our hearts, well, this is, quote, Matt Hamilton. Now, the lawsuit between Ripple has actually went on for more than 2 years. That's a long time if you think about it. I mean, 2 years is a long time for this, and not really getting really anywhere. Just a couple of false hopes. But according to him, according to Matt, now this should settlement have been an option for the regulator, and it would have been presented months ago, and even more after Hinman documents were turned over to the Ripple labs. And this is the major news that we had at the time. And so to take a look at Ripple, this is kind of something that we should follow along with, of course, the OKEx and the Biden administration as well, guys. That's all I have. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe, drop a comment, and I will see you guys again in the near future.